Okay, so here we are in my 2010 GMC Savana 3500 10-foot box van. It's got a 10-foot long box by 6 foot wide by about 6.5 feet high. I am 5'11". I've got a hat on here, and you can see I've got a decent amount of space above my head here. And yeah, this thing has been built out by me. I did document it in videos on my YouTube channel. There is a half-inch foam board insulation, actually 3/4 inch on the ceiling and then half-inch on all the walls. And it's just simple paneling around all the walls. These box vans normally have a roll-up door, so I removed the roll-up door. Got a 36-inch wide door there, nice wide door. It is a little low, the entry point here, so me being 5'11", I have to duck to get through the doorway there, but once I'm inside, I can fully stand up. Immediately to your right, as you come in, there's a series of 4 shelves here with a taller storage area underneath the first shelf. Then moving forward from that, there is a 6.5 foot long by 29-inch wide bed here with a 4-inch foam mattress. I've been sleeping on this foam mattress for almost the last 5 years, so this was probably want to be replaced by the new owner. And I did set it up with kind of a slat system where these can actually slide out, and you could bring down that back cushion and sleep too on that if you so desired. And underneath the bed is wide open storage. There is the wheel well, little bump up there on this section, and then there's just this huge storage area under the front portion of the bed. Did install these 2 windows here. There was the window here that opens, and then same on the other side. Never really put any official curtain rods. I'm just clipping up these pieces of curtain. That's what I've done all along. So that could kind of be tailored to your liking. Above the bed here, there was this long shelf going on the whole length of the bed. It's where I stored all my clothes. And then up front is kind of an unfinished shelving area. I just had these 2 top shelves. A big open area here. These wires are going down to a diesel heater that I used to heat the van. The diesel heater is there, it exhausts outside, and then there is a fuel tank behind the passenger seat. I know a lot of people won't like the fuel inside, so that could be moved outside to, say, the back wall on the outside. And yeah, the cutaway here. These box vans do not normally have a pass-through, so I cut that hole out. You can duck down there and get directly from the driving cab area to the back camper without going outside. I did have a 12-volt fridge on that platform there. There is no fridge included with the sale of the van. So here you can see where I've done the pass-through, where I cut out. This exposes what this entire box is made of. It is fiberglass reinforced plywood. It's not a metal box. It is made of wood that's reinforced with fiberglass on both sides. So that is the structure of the whole van, that stuff there. It actually makes it nice because it is made of wood. It seems to really resist the heat and not transfer the heat like a metal box would in a normal van. And then moving over here is where I have all the power components. There is 570 watts of solar on the roof, 3 190-watt panels, and they are coming into a Victron MPPT 100-volt 50-amp charge controller with a 2,000-watt Victron charger inverter, and then there are 4 100-amp-hour lithium batteries, battle-born batteries, in this cabinet here. This is the fuse distribution circuit breaker box here, and there is a disconnect for the main batteries and the solar panels as well. Then moving over to this side, I've got some USB ports here, 2 ports with USB-A and USB-C. Those are PD compatible, 65 watt, and then a standard cigarette lighter 12-volt adapter. With the switch, you can turn all those on and off. Then I have this desk area here. Oh, there is an AC outlet that is connected to the inverter there, and then another AC outlet here to make it more accessible to the kitchen cooking area. Have this desk space here with these little 2-shelf cabinets on each end of the desk. Above that are some flip-up cabinets here. This is the only cabinet that I didn't build. This is a Lowe's prefabricated cabinet that's bolted to the wall there. Then 2 drawers, decent-sized drawers. There's no slides on these. They're just kind of old-school style pull-out. And then this thing here comes down, sits flat there. I would use that as a footrest as I would be kicking back on the couch. There is a microwave in there that you can plug into one of the AC ports. Some more cabinets below that, a decent amount of storage, and then there is an open space below there for storage. That's where I'd keep my shoes and such. And then moving on over here, had my tape measure because I had forgot how big the bed was. There is the 2-burner propane stove. It is a Dometic propane stove. And this board fits right in there nice and snugly, so you can utilize the space when you're not using the stove, the countertop. Built these long spice racks and some more up here. And again, you've got a window right by the stove area, and then a exhaust fan that can exhaust out or bring air in right over where the stove is. Some cabinets below the stove. This is where I kept most of my cookware. I've got this little secondary wire shelf in there. And then underneath that is another cabinet, and that's where I have the small propane tank that's refillable housed there that fuels the stove, and there's some more storage underneath that. Moving on to the back left-hand side of the van here by the door, there is this little shelving area here with a huge, tall, open space. I used to hang a mountain bike in here, and then I got a cargo trailer and started carrying the mountain bike in the trailer. But this can be modified to anything you'd like. You could actually put a shower stall in if you wanted. You could make this shelf a little bigger and put your 12-volt fridge there instead of between the seats up front. So yeah, lots of potential for modifications here. I did this kind of a very open build. A lot of stuff isn't finished up here. I never really finished the ceiling paneling with this space here. The wires are all secured, but they are not covered up in this front space there. And kind of the same on the back. And yeah, the seams, you know, I never fully finished those, so they're just kind of hanging loose at the ends. I never put a finishing strip there. And then there is this part of the box fan here, this exposed metal. Probably could have put some covering on that. So yeah, there are some kind of unfinished things, but again, kind of just left it open. And yeah, what else can I tell you? That is kind of it. There is LED lights in the ceiling that you control here with this dimmer dial, so you can dim your lights. And yeah, that's about it for the inside here. So let's get outside and talk about the condition of outside the van and the cab there. I should talk about the door handle here. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So this is just like a shed style door handle. It just turns here and catches on a portion of the door frame that's been cut out there. There is a lock on the outside with the key, and there's also, I have this barrel lock that goes into the handle. So once that barrel lock is in there, you can't open it from the outside. So that's how I lock the door from the inside when I'm sleeping at night. There is this big step bumper. I have grip tape on it. Actually, these strips on the ends glow in the dark so you can see where the step is in the dark, and then I use this RV step to get up to that step. There is a hitch receiver here. It's not the best install, but I do have a trailer hitch. I towed a 5x8 cargo trailer with my motorcycle for a couple years. Never had any problems with it, but I would probably have that looked at by a professional fabricator. Maybe they can do some modifications to make it a little bit better. So that shed style door handle does have a key lock on it when it's closed, so you can lock that from the outside. And then for the main security, I am using this van style security master lock, this hunk of steel here. That's the main source of security on the door. I will also mention that this door is done with these strap style trailer door hinges, and over the years the door has started to sag a little bit, so it wants to rub right here at the spot. You can actually see the metal kind of wearing a little bit, so I have installed these handles here to help kind of lift up on the door when you're opening and closing it from the inside. You can see it does want to kind of drag a little bit, so that could use some probably help there, maybe sanding the bottom of the door or adjusting the hinges a little bit, but just wanted to mention that. And yeah, the condition of the van, there are some dents on it. There is this dent in the metal here that was there when I got it. And they vinyl wrap these directly from U-Haul when they put them up for sale after they retire them. And they don't do the best job. It's a very hastily done vinyl wrap, but it's holding up. It's not the cleanest. I have not taken it to a car wash in a while, but that's the condition of that. This is the lower skirt here. The floor starts about here inside the van, so this is just, there's nothing behind this here. And it's a little warped right here. Almost seems like there's some delamination happening, but it's just kind of, you know, that's the way it is. It's a 15-year-old, well, going on 16-year-old van now. There also is a dent in the door. That was there when I bought it as well. Probably happened while it was a rental. As far as the condition of the cab itself, overall, you know, the paint in places is decent, but these vans are notorious for having their factory paint chip off and exposing the primer. So there is a lot of that happening all over the cab. A lot of areas I've just taken some brush paint and kind of patched it over. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but that's a spot I did there. There was some chipping and flaking, so I just took some brush paint just to try to kind of seal it. Again, there's some more of that there. This van did not come from snow country, so there's very little rust on it. I'll crawl under the chassis and give you a glimpse of that. So there is just some surface rust in some places, but nothing rusting through anywhere on the van. Show you a little spot on the cab here above the windshield. There is that little bit of surface rust, a little bit over here as well, but nothing rusting through at all. It's just very surface and can be brushed up and repainted. So yeah, that's the overall condition of the cab there. Again, looking at the vinyl wrap here, they don't do the best job. It's a little streaky from, you know, not being washed. That's the condition of it. I do have off-road tires on this. These are the General Grabber ATXs. It's kind of the BF Goodrich KO2 knockoff. There is a decent amount of tread left, but they are getting down there. You can see I'm putting my finger in there. So yeah, that's the condition of the tires. Probably could be replaced in the next, you know, 6 months to a year, depending on how many miles you're driving. So I do have a spare tire mounted on the roof here on these roof racks. It is secured there by a bolt and a tow strap around the tire cover there. That is a brand new BF Goodrich KO2 with an aluminum rim. But yeah, I will just mention that it's not the easiest to get up and down from there. It pretty much takes 2 people. But on these vans, they do not come with a spare tire, and there's really nowhere to put one underneath the van. So that's the best I could come up with. So I will mention that you could actually fit the spare tire in this area here. It would just fit in there without this shelf there. So that is potentially, if you do not want to carry the spare tire on the roof, it would actually fit there. I actually made just enough room to leave that as a potential storage place for the spare tire. I just didn't want to have it inside and sacrifice that space, but just wanted to mention that. A little dirty. I have some sealant exposed around the windows that tends to collect dust and dirt. So I just wanted to make a video just showing everything. I'm not trying to hide anything. The condition is what it is. Okay, so we'll talk about the engine. It is the 4-paint. I do have a little info here. It is the 4.8 liter V8 engine. It has the 6-speed automatic transmission, listing all the stuff I've already talked about. Battery, solar, propane stove, and that. I'm asking $12,000. We'll entertain offers. I've done all the maintenance, the oil changes, changed the transmission fluid and filter. And yeah, so I've done all that pretty religiously. Never really had any problems with this thing. It's just always started right up and run great for me. So we'll hop in the cab, show you the condition of the cab. These moving vans are the kind of baseline economy model of the GMC Savana, so it does have crank windows. It does have AC and a heater, and they work. There is a little tear in the driver's side seat here. I normally have a seat cover on it, but I took it off just to show that. It's got the rubber mat for flooring, no carpet, so it's easy to clean. I just gave it a good cleaning in here. And again, I have this plywood platform. That's where I had my 12-volt fridge, but there is no fridge included. And yeah, just a little look inside here. There's a little scuffing from having stuff stored in here, but overall, no cracks in the dash or anything. It's looking decent. The factory stereo always turns on, but sometimes the audio cuts out, so I don't know if it's a loose speaker wire. But yeah, 65 watt USB-C, and then a USB-A port there, standard cigarette lighter port there. See if I got the keys, we'll start it up here. So it always starts right up. It runs great, runs real smooth, shifts smooth, never had any issues with it. Can't really show the mileage because I think that with the camera frame rate, the LCD is going to flicker, but it is 166,249 original miles. I bought it at 130,000 miles, actually I think 131, so I've put a good 35,000 miles on it over the last almost 5 years. Let's see, it does have a tow haul button that's always engaged for the tow haul, so every time I start it I have to disengage that. And then it does have tire pressure monitoring system, and they are acting up for some reason. It's showing I have low tire pressure, but they're not low. I believe you can take it to a tire shop and they can recalibrate those. But yeah, I checked the tire pressure and they're right where they should be, and it still triggers and shows one is low. You can scroll through the information and it'll tell you, yeah, rear tires, and yeah, it's wanting to show you that one of them is low when it's really not. So other than that, yeah, there's no real issues. That is the condition of the van. So I should mention, if you've seen this mess of wires down on the floor, that is a reverse camera that you can plug into the cigarette lighter here. That turns on there and you can see out the back of the van. So I'll crawl underneath here just to kind of show that, yeah, there's very little, it's just surface rust here. This is just, there's nothing rusting through anywhere on the van. That's just light surface rust on all the frame there. So yeah, it was in Florida when I got it. I don't know where it was the rental was based, but obviously not in snow country, because you can tell it's never been on salted roads. So that is it. I'm going to wrap it up there. And yeah, you can get in touch with me at awayWeGo.avm@gmail.com. That's awayWeGo.avm@gmail.com. I'm asking starting price $12,000. It includes everything that I've showed here, and I feel like it's a good price. You could put some money into it, replace the tires, and do some customizing to your liking as far as the camper portion of it. So yeah, get in touch if you have any questions. I am in Quartzsite, Arizona. I'd prefer if you can come to me. I can't really do too much driving. I'm stuck here with another vehicle. So that's it. Hope to hear from you. Let me know any questions you have, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace.